Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome from the beautiful area near Barcelona with the remarkable new Cupra Leon VZ e-hybrid, an amazing vehicle designed to impress. Yes, I know, a plug-in hybrid, not a born VZ. We already showed you that one fully electric in a detailed video a few weeks ago where we explored its features, performance, and overall driving experience extensively. But now we wish to address all those who say, well, I'm actually not quite there yet. I don't really want to drive fully electric. I am looking for a car where I can cover my daily needs electrically. It can go up to 100 kilometers purely electric, but also when I have holidays or trips or weekend excursions, has a combustion engine for support to drive in a hybrid way or for longer distances with the combustion engine. That's why we're showing it to you today here, brand new at just over 50,000 euros, and it offers 200 kilowatt system power, 272 HP. How that is composed, let's take a look together. Before we start, please check if you are part of the Electric in Place community. If not, kindly support us with a subscription. Then you won't miss the other videos with the Cupra Formentor, with the Leon Tourer, also as a station wagon. Don't miss the video either, alternatively. Now let's get started with the Leon VZ e-hybrid. And as always, we'll start from the outside, start from the front. Let's take a look at the shark nose design. That's what it said in the press kit from Cupra. And look, can you spot a shark nose right here? It looks incredibly sleek, and it's self-evident that it's something that can't be missing. Perched up here is the striking copper-colored Cupra logo. Hola, hola, hola. There it is in all its glory, the brand new Leon VZ e-hybrid, which you can optionally equip with advanced matrix LED headlights for optimal road illumination, effectively preventing the blinding of oncoming traffic while enhancing your own driving experience immensely. Yes, in a triangular design that we'll later find as an element inside the daytime running lights. Fittich has successfully transformed the good old Leon, which has many fans, not just as a sedan, but also as a tourer. Video comes before or after, then once again anew in the year 2024. Yes, Potenza is written on Bridgestone tires, and power is probably also clearly evident in the high-performance 200 kilowatt engines, right? We can assume that, believe what we have here are some proper whoppers, 19 inches, 235. Now, whoa, that's really great in connection with the Brembo braking system, copper-colored brake calipers, and I must say this blue, which truly stands out. Turquoise, green, metallic, it fits perfectly with the beach in Barcelona, doesn't it? Yeah.
And your shirt matches beautifully with it.
We simply can't go to the beach. Well, we are all here, of course, to proudly present to you this elegant and luxurious limousine. What's a must-have, once again, is a little shark fin. We know that from the VW group, and it shouldn't be missing at Cupra either. But now, please take a look at this lip spoiler. Here, beautifully in this shiny carbon, and with this edge, it's really impressive and stylish. And you also get fittingly, look over to the left, Stefan, also carbon caps on the side mirrors. Quickly zip back, I forgot them earlier. A highlight for enthusiasts who love carbon exterior elements, making it an essential feature. The unique texture and design are sure to please. Yeah, come on to the back. We want to check out the new taillights because this is really a highlight. I'll just sit here for a moment. Wow, it's incredibly hot in Barcelona. That's really awesome, isn't it? New three-dimensional design. You see the Cupra triangles reflected here again, which means they put so much love into the details. And it also shows in the red Cupra logo video. And because you're driving a Cupra, it's also prominently displayed here in bold letters. Yeah, it's worth a good 50,000. That's up to you. At least that's the starting price. And down here, we have the nicely hinted quad exhaust pipes. But most of the time, you'll probably drive electrically, Stefan, right?
You really should do it, as we learned.
And that's where Cupra created highlights. I'll tease it like this and give a little spoiler before we dive into the technical details. 19.7 kilowatt hours net, up to 100 kilometers range, and then quickly recharged. I'd say, let's look at the details. Let's get to the technical specifications. It measures 4.39 meters in length, and then as a tourer, it's even quite a bit longer, but still only 1.44 meters high. That means nice and low, nice and performant, nice and limousine-like. It's 1.79 meters wide plus side mirrors, so no problem. Construction site, left lane. And the wheelbase is 2.68 meters. That's always important for many of you. So let's move on to the ride comfort. Yes, in terms of overall ride comfort, there's of course a newly designed chassis and also some optional packages where you can get, for instance, drift modes, allowing you to accelerate and decelerate individual wheels. Check out Cupra's website for more details, as explaining all that here would take too long. So, performance, 200 kilowatt system power, 272 horsepower, 400 Newton meters of torque. And how it all comes together, we'll show you that now. Let's take a look under the hood. This time, not to see if a Frank is hiding underneath, but to see what's quietly resting here. For the first time, this beautiful stick here. I would have wished for hood vents Cupra. Maybe consider it during the upcoming model update. 1.5 liter 4-cylinder auto engine, turbocharged, 130 kilowatt, 177 horsepower, and 250 Newton meters. Torque, we lack space in the front for the charging cable. Just go ahead and put it in the trunk. Additionally, everything inside is nicely insulated, although we do want a bit of intense hitting inside as well.
Yeah, let's see.
There are two stages. First with an accumulator, kind of artificial. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to try it out. Then, of course, also hardy, just like he is. Let's see how solid the hood closes, shall we?
3, 2, 1.
Ah, full. Let's move on right away. Here to the charging port we have for the lovers of the well-maintained. Plug-in hybrid sports, the much-needed convenience of the charging port to ensure a smooth ride. The flap won't open. Let's see what's causing it. Sometimes it doesn't unlock perfectly. Let's see, he's got the flap fully open now, and you can seamlessly charge at 11 kilowatt 3-phase with absolutely no issues or problems. That's a great thing. Before it was 3.6 kilowatt, and 11 kilowatt means if you have 2.5 hours while shopping, the battery goes from completely empty to fully charged. Should it go faster? Cupra said a CCS connection with 50 kilowatt of maximum power is clearly a necessary must-have option in the Leon, where you can recharge the battery from 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes at the appropriate fast charging station. So that's incredibly cool, don't you think?
That's very good, I like it.
So 130 kilowatt, 177 horsepower gasoline engine. Then there's an electric motor with the battery pack, 19.7 kilowatt hours net, 25.8 kilowatt hours gross, range 70 to 100 kilometers purely electric, with 85 kilowatt, 116 HP, and together it results in this 200 kilowatt, 272 HP system output and the 400 Newton meters of torque. Then comes the advanced DSG 6-speed transmission, which is naturally supposed to ensure highly performant and smooth gear shifts. The sedan starts at a good 47,000 euros and the Tourer at a good 50,000 euros. I honestly think I made a small mistake in the video earlier, which I wanted to clarify now. Yes, 1.7 tons is the empty weight, and you accelerate it with this power in 7.1 seconds from 0 to 100 at 229 km/h. That's it. Yeah, let's check the trunk. There was some kind of lever here, Stefan.
No.
Unfortunately, not electrically, but manually. 270 liters of cargo space open up in the hybrid. That's nearly 100 liters less than the combustion version, likely because the battery pack with its 25.8 kW capacity is installed underneath here, leading to a reduction in the overall available cargo space. Well, if 270 liters aren't enough for you, you have the option to very, very nicely fold down the center armrest here, a nice large through loading space for a long item, or if you're traveling, allowing extra convenience to then be able to bring either skis or other necessary items comfortably. Yes, 40% on the driver's side can be folded down, just like I have to get through this first, then 60% on the passenger side. So you then have a total of, I think, a good 1,000 liters of storage volume, which should suffice for everyday use and longer trips. If you ever want to easily and conveniently transport a larger and bulkier item accordingly. Yes, Stefan, what doesn't open electrically?
Probably doesn't close electrically either.
No, but by hand, right?
Manuel, exactly.
And there's simply just a very small, tiny amount of sheer good fortune to then very carefully and gently begin lowering the flap. Yeah, I didn't find any info on roof load, but it should be, I think, about 75 kilos, or it could possibly be a bit more, who knows. I'm not sure about that. Feel free to write it in the comments. And I didn't find anything about a trailer hitch. I think it's a shame, since many of you probably like to tow a small garden trailer. Or maybe you could gift a high-quality, sturdy bike rack for friends who love cycling and adventures. I'd have wished for that. We'll have to check. Write in the comments if it might be added later on. Outside, we've shown you everything. Let's look inside. We're doing the window check. It's installed with single glazing, but that doesn't have to be a disadvantage. There's also double glazing, 2 panes connected with a film. We'll measure the interior noise with you later in the driving report. Yeah, nice material mix. Cupra wants to create more value in the interior. Let's see together if they've achieved it. Up here, plastic, a bit textured and softly padded. That's already pretty nice. Here is a plastic application, matte finish with a shiny door handle, and I believe it's actually quite nice too. Imitation leather, slightly worn out with that fine stitching there, I also find rather chic. Optional Sennheiser sound system, about 600 euros. A flat-out recommendation, will also show you later how awesome it sounds. And here again, in color contrast, then in gray with the copper-colored seam. Some kind of leatherette material, window lifters, mirror adjustment, all chic. But look, here comes the Armada once again. Hard plastic. There is this particular faction, as you always say, dear Full Steven, plastic. So that typical delivery van plastic, Cupra didn't use it here. That's all nicely done. Also a bit here with the triangles with some perforation. It's all done with a bit of love for detail, but in the end, it just stays. Plastic, yes, and down here, of course, there's also a bit of plastic or a carpet missing. If you put anything in here, it rustles and rattles. I always find that a shame. Doesn't cost much money. But in practice, it brings a truly significant benefit. Welcome to the 60-degree heated interior of the Cupra Leon. And that's a big advantage with the VZE hybrid, if you remember, dear Ollie. You can precondition and preheat it. If you don't, you end up sweating like we are now. But that fits Spain like a sardine in oil. Oh, yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have a head-up display. I don't think there is either. I didn't see any optional. Driver display is very well done. Usable in various functions, with a central tachometer, with navigation and assistance support. Nice multifunction steering wheel. Haptic buttons. The engine is started here. It always starts purely electrically because Cupra wants, of course, for you to drive purely electrically, and then you can use the Cupra button here to get the maximum power. But you also have various drive modes where you can choose between electric, hybrid, and performance settings, offering a drive tailored to you. And yes, let me highlight the impressive 12.9-inch display. And now I'll explain why it's very important for you to always comment on our videos. Cupra is reading this. We're at the Cupra event. And of course, he takes your constructive suggestions into careful account. That's precisely how it happened that this entire lower field is beautifully illuminated, because many of you commented on it in the videos about the various vehicles with us and with our other esteemed colleagues. Additionally included is the static layer for the air conditioning, allowing you to have a quick selection button here to swiftly control everything. I also like that there are tactile elements here, when you just during the ride can also adjust things. Yes, steering wheel heater included, seat heating in the front of course too. We don't have seat ventilation here in this version because we've got racing seats here. More on that later. And overall, the whole system, I believe, has become nice, smooth, and fast. That means when you slide back and forth like this, it's almost on the level of the American super electric builder. Right, Stefan?
That's definitely a super fast processor, and you notice it.
Exactly, and the whole menu is visually much more appealing. You will truly and completely be absolutely amazed by all the incredible, innovative, and cool new features available there. Even with the VZ, it has a drift mode. Yes, 2 USB-C ports, an inductive pad, maybe also a ventilated area for airflow. With inductive charging, devices always heat up. 2 storage options on the left and right. I really would have liked 2 inductive charging spots, Stefan, right?
Yes, drivers already.
So your phone's not always dead, right? Yes?
Exactly.
Of course, we also have a nice key holder here, where the Cupra key fits in. Here's a small compartment for change gear selector. Here is a little knob with the P button, auto hold, electronic parking brake, and the central locking. 2 cup holders, 1 deep, 1 less deep, 1 larger, 1 smaller. Why everything has to be done this way, only Cupra knows. And a nice big storage compartment, once again with a 12-volt socket, maybe to use a cooler or other things. Right here in the southern region, a nice cold glass of water would have been great right now.
Oh, that would be great.
The view through the passenger door shows you once again very, very nicely the interior from the side. Behind this is the 6-speed DSG transmission. For example, the disadvantage compared to electric mobility is you have more storage compartments. That's where the gearbox sits. But we have nice racing seats. They come in 2 levels, one like this and one, I believe, optionally in leather. Here we also have the Dynamica, which is actually called Alcantara in Spanish, or you might know it as Alcantara, in combination with a nice heated fabric seat, nice broad thighs. Here a nice lumbar support, nice shoulder pads. Here again for the racing harness, the pass-through, the integrated headrest, offering superior comfort and essential support for the driver. So this really gives off a real racing vibe, and we'll definitely check in the driving report if that matches the KW as well. Yeah, what I'm really missing here is a truly nice big panoramic glass sunroof. We have already shown you that in the Formentor video. I'm not even sure if it's available in the Leon, maybe optional.
Could be.
Maybe the car doesn't have it here. Yes, otherwise we have a nice glove compartment here again, unfortunately. It's not lined with felt or carpet. That's what I would have wished for. Everything's rustling and clattering again, of course. Sorry, this here is hardcore plastic, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite noisy, which is somewhat annoying, isn't it?
That's it, the van.
So there's a little bit of dynamism there.
Gently drape the small carpet right over it.
I understand that we're here in the mid-range segment with 47K, but this will definitely bring so much attention to detail with very little money, don't you agree?
But mainly in the racing seat, we also have Isofix for kids.
That's obviously awesome. When you have the little one here in the passenger seat, then it's nice. Efficiently through the counter thrust, and it doesn't hit your neck, but rather moves swiftly, letting you act. Always ensure to drive slowly with the kids. Be careful, prioritize safety first, and always follow the traffic regulations. We want to see if Olli, with his 1.85 meters and his deer-like 99.9 kilos, can fit through the hedge into the back seat of the Cupra Leon e-hybrid. He accomplishes that quite smoothly, and back here in the rear, I seem to have an abundance of headroom, making it quite comfortable. I've got a nice seating position here too. The only thing that bothers me, again, is the center armrest with this cup holder in the middle because I have to keep my arm way inside. That's not really designed ergonomically for my stature. I'd rather have it here and, well, my elbow is in the way. You see, here in the cup holder up front, I think it would have been more sensibly placed if it had been all a nice, comfortable storage area for keys, wallets. However, that's simply my personal opinion. Yes, we still have plenty of space. If the passenger seat, the racing seat, is adjusted to the B-pillar, then, as you noted, there will be limited comfort on the passenger seat, leading to possible discomfort during long drives. If you're in the back, down at the bottom, like I'm up front, the air gets thinner, right?
That's a bit tighter then, yeah.
But at about 439 meters, I think that it is also a really decent amount of space to have. Yes, of course, we have Isofix mounts in the back on the driver's side and on the passenger side with the nice Dynamica with the fabric packed here towards the back. There are also lots of different recycled materials in it. And look, please, Stefan, here is hard plastic, exactly where the belt rattles and shakes on cobblestones and rough bumps during the ride.
Yes.
And back here, Cupra demonstrates swing over here precisely how it works so it doesn't rattle or make noises when used. Nice faux leather insulated, therefore it's quite decent here. What's this about exactly now? There's likely a front airbag here, which I think also costs extra. And here it's just not the case. So, and I just find it a shame that you just save on a piece of material like that, because here it's also this hard plastic again, and I find that kind of a shame. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely not thoroughly thought through. We could conceivably make it substantially more uniform.
Looks good. What I'm missing though, it looks awesome here with this carbon look. I don't even know if this is real carbon here in matte. I'm just missing a pocket like a net to store a tablet, phone. We have a USB-C port back here. We have 3-zone climate control, yet this car lacks a 4th zone, missing out on the extra comfort and customization it could provide. But it's not important, as the folks back here will agree on a temperature, right, Stefan?
Exact snacks.
Exactly. Inside we showed you everything, outside we showed you everything. Let's proceed now with the test drive. We have the Cupra Leon VZ e-hybrid here in gorgeous tiger gray, and we're embarking on an excitingly big test drive with you today. I'm sure you'll enjoy this ride immensely. We took off in the Cupra Leon VZ e-hybrid, and unfortunately, to be entirely honest with you, we didn't get it with a fully charged up battery because it had just very recently returned from yet another one of its numerous earlier test drives. As we took it over, and now it has only a very small electric range that barely suffices, that's why we'll initially handle the segment with the petrol engine, and we specifically want to demonstrate that it offers solid and reliable performance that you can count on. To recharge the battery pack a bit more, through recuperation on the side, in a very efficient manner, really. Yes, it always starts electrically, as you noticed. You didn't hear it at all. You also have the option to shift manually, right here, using the paddle shifters on the steering wheel, and it has a distinct, nice growling sound, as you can hear. This engaging feature makes driving more thrilling and adds to the overall excitement of the ride. Right now, we're in electric mode, and so we want to measure the interior noise at 50 km/h with you guys. 63, 64 decibels, that's actually quite a decent value, really. Let's now accelerate to 70 km/h. (68, 69 decibels, that's still a good value, and we'll accelerate once more from 0 to 100 km/h, doing our best to maintain steady performance. 70, 71 decibels. I think that's a remarkably decent level that most can live with comfortably over time. But it always switches on the combustion engine again when we accelerate because, as I said, the battery, it's really, really low because the colleagues, I believe, had to come all the way here from the airport, fully electric to our launch location, which took a lot of power. And that was, I believe, a good 50, 60 kilometers of highway. Yes, and there it could quite possibly just moved exactly as we expected it to accordingly. We've now arrived here on the highway close to the beautiful city of Barcelona and want to check out the impressive travel assist system for you, the advanced assistant integrated with the adaptive cruise control feature that adjusts accordingly. And yes, the Leon even includes the lane change assistance system built in here from the factory. He did a really smooth job with that switch just now. Unfortunately, it didn't work as planned in the Formentor, causing disappointment. However, it might also be the possible case that the function was never actually even activated at all in the first place. Travel assist basically means that you have a steering assistant, so it always keeps the center of the lane using camera-based, radar-based systems. He also has a lane-keeping assistant. He has a capacitive steering wheel, which means 3 fingers on the wheel are enough for it to recognize that you are attentive, and it adaptively adjusts and adapts to various speeds and conditions as well. That means if it didn't say under 20, but for example, 100 or 80, then it would automatically adjust the speed so that it drives at the appropriate speed indicated on the sign. Of course, he now also recognizes a vehicle in front, maintaining the proper minimum distance. Then it accelerates automatically again, and when the speed limit is over, it would of course adjust back to the old speed, ensuring optimal performance and enhancing the overall driving experience. So we have a speed limit of roughly around 100 km/h approaching up ahead. Now at 110 km/h, it has taken over, automatically detected with the camera, traffic sign recognition perfect, adjusted to 110. I have to say, that is a very good efficient system here in the Volkswagen Group, also extensively for Cupra, ensuring high standards and reliability. We have tested this in various models, and it is indeed a very, very good semi-autonomous assistance. That makes it really, really enjoyable and incredibly fun on long trips with the amazing all-new Cupra Leon. To travel and be truly relaxed as you are supported in a semi-autonomous way that ensures comfort. Let's thoroughly explore the travel comfort aspects in the Cupra Leon. I've got plenty of room here, sitting comfortably in this racing seat, which provides great support and enhances the driving experience. Stefan, what is your gut feeling telling you right now? Yes?
Just like with the previous model. So I am sitting here very comfortably, have good lateral support, thigh support is also perfect. It's genuinely enjoyable here. It also tempts you, I think, a bit to ease the pressure off the Manta ride.
But we're sitting in a limousine, we're sitting nice and flat, we're a bit lower than in the front seat. Here, I think you get a go-kart feeling. It kind of reminds me of the early Mini Cooper. The driving dynamics are nimble, agile, reminiscent of that go-kart essence with a modern touch. But it simply brings joy having a low seating position, enhancing driving close to the ground. And despite my tall sitting height, like width, length, height, I have so much space here and can be super comfortable. Simply stay in these seats. Firm yet still quite comfortable, I think, is the suspension. This means where we greatly need comfort, on the highway, it's still quite firm and you feel the bumps, and they do get transferred to your back somewhat, yet it's still reasonably comfortable for long drives. It's not unpleasant. Just think of the Tesla Model 3, this kind of usage, which would always shake us up here like crazy. Yes.
You noticed every little thing.
And there you notice, I think, that Cupra is indeed a very, very good suspension tuning, and also very, very high quality suspension manufacturers on board to give you the absolute maximum performance for an incredible driving experience. For a good car, I think having a reliable sound system is essential, right?
Yes, and right here we have Sennheiser in it, so it's absolutely worth it indeed.
That's optional. Costs, I believe, a good 600 euros extra, but if you're a bit of an audio enthusiast and can afford it, I think it's a must-have, right?
Absolutely.
And that's also the nice thing, that you can, for example, use the Apple CarPlay interface, which works, as far as I know, wirelessly or with a cable on the 12.9-inch display to access all its functions, making it easier to navigate, communicate, and enjoy entertainment while driving. You can now easily use your phone and also operate the various apps you have installed on your phone while being in the car. So this is really, I think, quite interesting for many of you. And for some, it's even a deal breaker because they say, man, I don't need an infotainment system from the manufacturer. I just use my smartphone mirroring, right? Yeah,
Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it's all quite easily possible nowadays.
But this has also been done quite well here. That means you have different drive modes, comfort, performance, Cupra. Well, Cupra is obviously where it's finally set to sharp, offering dynamic performance. Depending on the equipment, you might even have drift modes included in your options. Sort of an advanced 4D suspension system, where it can accelerate and decelerate wheels independently, I believe, in the rear section, among other components. So the Cupra is always with you, offering maximum performance and driving pleasure wherever you are for the ultimate drive. Although everyday life usually looks different, Stefan, right? Yes.
You tend to drive more leisurely.
And nice and cozy throughout the entire day. So therefore, you kind of have that perfect balance in the Leon, I think, especially if you truly want that feeling of comfort. Absolutely. By the way, in this particular car, we don't have the racing seats, but we've got the sport seats, which are even a bit more comfortable for long journeys. However, they do, to be honest, indeed provide a bit less charging surface on the upper part of the thigh. Yes. And I feel like they are also a bit shorter around the thighs. I was wondering... Yeah.
There was even more room, true.
Maybe they're softer, but I must say the racing seats were awesome, with great support and comfort.
They were cool, yeah.
Would you pick sport seats or racing seats instead?
I think you just need to test both of them, really, on a long distance trip.
Yeah, or write your thoughts in the comments. Through the toll station, we can speed up significantly here in sport mode, making it much more exciting. And we go from 0 to 100 in just 7.1 seconds with the limousine. It's quick and a lot of fun, making every drive feel incredibly exciting and enjoyable. Drive a Cupra in a performance-oriented, exhilarating way here, of course, without compromise. The suspension, as I've said before, is firm. Even when we weave within the lane here, we don't want to stand out in Barcelona traffic, yet feel that firmness. This smooths and controls the ride, enhancing our driving experience. That Cupra clearly knows its craft. Just think of the BYD CLU, how it was hyped up. We almost bumped our heads together. So from that point of view, I have to be honest with you, it's not always a given that you get great suspensions in the new cars. And I think a Cupra without a cool suspension, or at least a good suspension, I don't think that exists, does it? No, that's part of the DNA, right?
That's part of it.
Yes, it's really unfortunate we can't demonstrate to you here and now in the Leon how impressively well it drives on electric power. Feel free to check out the Cupra Formentor video, please. We've also got a detailed segment on the all-electric mode for you there.
In 500
and because it's the same exact system, I think you can also easily duplicate and transfer it quite effectively to the Leon without any issues. It's crucial to manage Leon in an urban environment, and that's naturally achievable because we have a competent and organized system of helpers and the infrastructure to support it. Here, the rear view camera would appear, so let's assume it works well, providing us with a reliable view and making driving a lot safer. I guess I'll just fold in my side mirrors manually here by myself without any help. It seems that somehow the ultrasonic sensors still aren't working either. We always aim to show you honestly what's up with the cars, and here it seems there is some kind of system error. That means if we proceed to the settings here and wish to initiate the parking assistant, then unfortunately, it is just not possible at this moment currently, despite our attempts to resolve the issue promptly. You even have an optional park assist feature, but sadly this particular function isn't available in the Leon as well. That means it might, of course, be possible that we have a pre-production vehicle here, Stefan.
Yeah, where maybe not everything's running perfectly smooth enough just yet.
So be a little generous with Cupra. Yeah, we can't explain it either. But you saw I did it manually too, yes. And you also get a really good overview, I think, right here. And it worked well too. Actually, I have nothing to criticize here, except that I would have loved to show you the 360-degree camera system in detail. It's impressive. You can once again only refer to the Formentor video. There, a similar or identical system is installed, where you can observe how extremely high resolution a well-designed camera system can be, showcasing its remarkable clarity and detail. Where the Cobra shines is, of course, in the curves and handling. What better way to show that off than by taking a swift, exhilarating drive through a roundabout on a clear, sunny day? And it's always an immense deal of fun to be cruising through here effortlessly at 50 with ease. And you can really notice the direct steering here, how he reacts immediately and how his suspension balances it out as best as possible. For you, this compact vehicle must have good maneuverability, ensuring you can navigate tight spaces easily and confidently. And here we have a turning circle of 11.5 meters, which I can also show you very nicely right here. This is so much fun driving around with the smooth suspension, zipping around Steffeltown, feeling the exhilaration. And you see, we're getting a bit of slip here, but I don't want to overdo it because, of course, this is a test car. But you see, you can also have a great deal of fun and excitement while performing well here. What I truly enjoy about the Cupra Leon is the punchy, thrilling sound of the engine. Many still somehow miss those nostalgic 5-cylinder generations from Volkswagen. I believe it was also available in certain Cupra derivatives, but I have to say they've executed it well here. Especially when using the paddle shifters on the steering wheel, it's really fun to let the gears fly a bit, adding excitement to your driving experience. We are here in Cupra mode 2. The 6-speed DSG transmission shifts quickly, smoothly, and with precision, providing a great drive. It's always nice when Stefan blocks my side mirror, because then I have no idea where I'm going. Then I'm a bit like...
I know the entire area.
Yeah, but I can't see if there's someone next to me on the right. But that really makes the Cupra model a nice story, especially with the DSG transmission combined. That harmonizes very, very well, and I think there are two versions. One interesting idea could be to think about adding something like a sound accumulator in order to bring even more emotionality and a unique acoustic experience into the car. Or you can hear the pure, gritty sound, though I'm not really a huge fan of frequently using batteries on a daily basis.
This sound composer or something, it all sounds kind of wrong.
Yes. And with that, we've also reached the conclusion of the Cupra Leon VZ e-hybrid. And let me tell you, this exciting sedan, 439 meters in length, offers tremendous comfort and style. And especially for the younger generation, I think a really high-performance story with 200 kilowatts, 272 horsepower, 7.1 seconds to 100, 229 km/h top speed. I truly believe I would have been thrilled back then, driving such a fast, amazing car like that, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. I had good friends with a Seat Leon back in the day.
And just the range that you can drive up to 70, 100 kilometers purely electric, depending on the driving profile. So basically you can use about 90% of your daily trips electrically, and that too smoothly, seamlessly integrated with the potent 85 kilowatt, 116 PS of the electric drive. And then from time to time for recharging, or sometimes hybrid, or with the motor on long trips. Then with such a gritty 4-cylinder sound, I have to say that has something.
That's absolutely a lot of fun.
For those who want to drive purely electric, it should be noted that there is a similar car from the house of Cupra called the Born. And we have just introduced the Born VZ to you in a video around 3, almost 4 weeks ago. Feel free to check out the video. It's really, really exciting, especially if you're saying, man, I'm excited to drive fully electric. He starts at roughly 47,000 euros, and if it were up to me, I'd definitely add a few extras. Sennheiser, sound system, assistance packages, the stuff that's missing, which really completes a car, and then you're probably looking at over 50K. Yeah.
You arrive there swiftly, but where don't you these days?
Exactly, and with the charging performance, you can also park very, very well at the public station at the street light. It's fully charged in 2.5 hours, or with the 50 kW CCS connection, you can quickly charge at the supermarket. Many supermarket chains also offer charging stations where you can charge your car while shopping. So there's really no excuse for not having a plug-in hybrid or electric car anymore, right?
Not much anymore, no.
We recommend you go to the nearest Cupra dealer of your choice. Don't let the gross list price scare you off, because they offer incredibly great leasing and financing deals for new models, which make it much more affordable to drive away in a brand new car. And those who need a bit more space can get it as a Sportstourer. And the video is, of course, also either shown online before or released after this video once again, so if you prefer more. Trunk space, if you want a spacious station wagon, then you should definitely opt for the impressive Leon Sportstourer VZ e-hybrid. Even with 220 kilowatts, I think spot on, right? Correct? Hola, 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 novias y amigos. We are at the end with the Cupra Leon as a sedan, and hope you found the video enjoyable, informative, engaging. Please check if you are already part of the Import Electric community. If not, please help support us by subscribing to our channel and staying updated. That way you won't miss any fantastic electric car videos coming up soon. We say thank you very much, stay healthy, and see you soon. You, Stefan?
Well,
everything's stylish at the cow pasture, right? But this is just absolutely insane, right? I mean, this rear spoiler lip with this bulge here, it totally smells like let's give it a try with an extra large pack of incredibly fresh, golden, hot, crispy fries.
absolutely.